The Tier 4 duel in the desert. We are down to our final race of Season 6 in Abu Dhabi, round 20. Tonight we have two guys fighting for this championship. It's been an absolutely cracking championship battle all the way through between the two guys of Scotsman and Epic Frenchie, and tonight there's only 8 points separating them, and this is where it all comes down to: can Frenchie have the nerve to bring that Williams into a P1, and can Frenchman somehow fend him off? In the comms box tonight is myself, Crossgree, and joined with...
Silverside Boy.
Absolute pleasure to have you, Gary, as always, as I don't have any game sound, but that is sorted now.
Yeah, it's the start and come back in. It always changes it.
Yeah, so tonight, Gary, have you heard from any of the two championship contenders, how they're feeling or anything?
I haven't spoken to Scotsman. He doesn't speak much in the Discord. But obviously, the whole support of Red Bull goes on his shoulders right now. We need some kind of win this season. It's not been the greatest season for us Red Bull drivers, but Scotsman's up there. Can Scotsman win his first ever title?
Yeah, hopefully. I think all of the Red Bull gang will be loving that one to see. Especially, he is really the only one in with a whole chance, so he was really all season. Frenchie, two Williams guys this year. I don't know if you've been watching much of them this year. They've really been a great team, both the Flo and Frenchie.
Yeah, they've been doing really well, getting consistent podiums and point finishes. They have, over the last couple of weeks, obviously raced in the higher tiers. Obviously, they both raced. Well, I think Frenchie actually finished P5 in the Tier 3 race. And, Rainbow is out in the... he's crashed it with a T3.
That's not what we needed tonight. We don't want any controversy around here like 2021. And that's not the good sign that we needed.
Thank you, Rainbow, for that great reference.
I should have rode on board that'd be perfect. But anyway, Magic Ram looks like he's going to be our first guy to set some sort of time. Obviously, it's only an 18-minute qualifying session, so it's going to be quite hard for these guys to get a representative time quickly on the board. Especially traffic could be a bit of an issue through Sector 3. A lot of cars do like to bunch up there, but it does look like Magic Ram is going to get a nice clean run. Just coming up towards the end of Sector 2. Let's see what time he sets. That's a 59.3, so that's not too bad. There's probably a few tenths still in that to be improved. As we see, there is a bit of traffic that he will be coming up to, but hopefully they will be either getting out of the way or just putting the foot down a bit more as they're going to start up their laps. Is there anyone tonight, Gary, you're hoping, really rooting for? You know, anyone's impressed you throughout the week?
Well, I don't want to be a bit of an arse kiss, but obviously Scotsman will be the first person, obviously part of my team. But I really will be hoping after the Ferrari man of TGM, who had a great race in the Tier 2 race that he raced in, getting points, P9. Hopefully he can end out his season on some good points in the end.
Yeah, obviously towards the end of the season, you know, some boys just not committed, obviously, if they're not in the fight. But obviously we have guys like TJ stepping up to the mark and throwing in the performances. So maybe next season we'll see him pushed up a tier. Obviously, if he's scoring points in Tier 2, then obviously he should be doing well in Tier 4. So we have Fox, it's the first one. It's the two Alfa Romeos actually side by side, 2 tenths in between each other. That's going to be a good start off for them guys. Obviously, they've been doing well in the Constructors' Championship this year. Obviously, they just can't do anything as in get the title tonight. But all season, these two guys have been on it. And as we actually, speaking of TJ, sets at 28 or 23.8. So it's all quite tight up there as the Flow now goes purple, the 23 dead. Gary, what are you kind of thinking of pull times for around here?
Well, they're already on their first runs, top times of 23.0. So you're probably looking, I would say the fast time's going to be probably a 22.6 or 22.7. Because obviously track evolution is going to come into play. But I also want to put out that, I don't know if you noticed, but Mongo's lap was on a set of mediums.
So that shows he's got plenty in the tank then. Obviously there's going to be a few Tenths in between that there, as we have Scotsman, our championship leader, starting off his first lap. Guy, do you want to take us through this?
Alright, as he comes into turn 1, is he going to use as much runoff as he can? He's going to get him far as wide. Doesn't want to go over those white curves because it will unsettle the car. And now, foot to the floor, is going to touch the inside curb. Don't go too far on the outside or it will throw you off. And now into the new, in which there's many different lines. Looks like Scotsman went wide on the entry and then went as tight as possible to try and get the best run. He's going to get a bit of a toe off his teammate, Tato Star. Obviously, he's going to play the Sergio Perez role, and he's going to do everything he possibly can to help his teammate win. But let's see, nice and tidy through the middle chicane, now onto the second DRS, as he's going to get even more of that lovely toe. Tato Star will probably pull out the way sooner or later. There he goes. It's not gone purple in the middle sector. Now Scotsman's going to slightly run wide onto the exit, and now through the hotel section, probably on the hardest set on this track, because this next corner will wash you out wide. This corner as well, it washes you wide. You don't want to go too far those two white lines, or you will invalidate. Now it's a flat through the final, into the final corner. Try and hit that inside curve as much as you can, run out as wide as you can, and it's going to be a 23.3 for the Red Bull driver. Going to get out of the way as soon as possible for everyone behind.
That's a good first lap from Scotsman. Obviously, we've seen a lot of teamwork there with Tattooed Star. That's kind of been a whole thing throughout this season. Them two guys have been doing absolutely great. Gary, do you want to just quickly go through the championship permutations as we have Frenchie just on his first lap?
As I am going to find it. Hang on a minute. It was in the chat square. Right. So, this first set is with no fastest lap. If Scotsman finishes first or second, he's won the championship, no matter what. No matter where, if Frenchie wins, or he comes second, whatever. The only chance the first chance Frenchie could have a chance of winning is if Scotsman finished third with no fastest lap, but Frenchie wins, I would assume with thing, and it all goes down to like, I think if Scotsman doesn't score points, I think Frenchie needs to finish either 5th or 6th with the fastest lap. So basically, I would probably say is Frenchie needs to guarantee to finish. He needs to finish in front of Scotsman by about maybe 4 or 5 positions if he doesn't win the race.
And he's just throwing down the gauntlet. That's one for Scotsman to now see if he can show up to that one. An absolutely great lap from Frenchie, 2 tenths clear of his teammate The Flow. He's obviously putting down the gauntlet to the rest of the field and especially to his championship rival. Can he better hit on his 23.3 at the minute? He is going to have to, or Frenchie is going to be loving this way going into the race. As we would just have a little look out to see who else is on track at the minute. We have David on his out lap. David last week, both AlphaTauri guys actually had a great week last week, you know, kept the car clean and just battled the way through. I think they finished P5 and P6 together. So that'll be a great little week. And see if he can try to get onto that one. So we might just follow him around as people are in the pits or on their out laps at the minute.
David and his teammates Stars obviously surviving the chaos of Las Vegas.
Yeah, it was an interesting race. If you did miss it, be sure to watch it back.
It's on the YouTube channel. I uploaded it. It's on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, there was a bit of debate whether it should go up to YouTube, but we just thought, why not, you know? It is part of this season, you know. Some guys might want to go back and watch how it all unfolded, not from their perspective, as David does start up.
Oh, sorry, continue on.
No, go ahead, Garrett.
I was going to say, it's also a good idea to watch the streams back, or if you stream your own races, to also watch your own race back, because sometimes you can learn where you make your mistakes, well, you could have done better, and stuff like that.
Yeah, obviously, when you're practicing alone, you think you're at your real limit, but, you know, you might just see some guys break that little bit later, be able to get on the power a bit earlier, and if you see that and you can try that, then, you know, you'll find a couple of tenths here and there, improve for your own benefit, as we have David just coming up towards the end of Sector 2. Now we'll see what kind of time he sets to see if he can be a bit representative here. It's a 53.2, so that is putting him in towards where Willybum and Radical, I think, are at the minute. Going by that there, just coming through the third sector now. Everything has been opened up now for a couple of years. It was very tight and twisty, but now the corners have been opened up just a bit more free flowing. Obviously on the exit here we have already seen Rainbow make a mistake, but obviously David has got through, coming down towards the last corner. Little slight wobble out of the penultimate one, but it hasn't affected him too much. Power down. It is a 23.1, so an absolute great last sector from David. Seems like the car was absolutely planted for him.
Yeah, I've not seen that. Yeah, I didn't know that this might be a track specialist for David. He obviously had a good race in obviously Las Vegas, but he's had a few good races. Obviously, his podium in Austria, and we got a nice P2 out of that. I think that's the last race. He would probably say that was his last best race, but you know, it's David, and we put himself slightly down a little bit on this season. He's very much struggled, so either getting caught up in incidents on lap 1 or just not really feeling comfortable, as Mongo did go faster there with 122.7.
So it looks like Frenchie isn't going to get away with this one too easy. Obviously a quick shout out to Brett is cool with 23 dead. Was on a second lap there, just wasn't able to improve. He's been on a very high upward trend lately. He's obviously benefited last week from the win. Few stewards' decisions went against our winner on track Scotsman. It had demoted him down to P3, and Brett is cool has been able to take advantage of that there. As we see TJ just rounding off his lap. Is there a slight improvement? It's actually just starting up his lap. Is he? No, he's don't know what he's done. He must have made a mistake on that lap, and we will just worry about someone else's. Rosie finishing off her lap, sets at 23.5, so that's a good representative time from her. Obviously she hasn't had the best of luck lately when she has been just involved in a few incidents. That really wasn't her fault. So hopefully towards for this final race of the season we can hope for the best of luck really for everyone to try to get a nice clean race to finish off this season.
Yeah, and I think somebody that will be hoping maybe go on with in the last 2 races on lap 1 is Skull Kid in the Haas. Obviously was out on lap 1 in Las Vegas. I think he actually went into the back of Radical or Scotsman last week, and then slightly tapped the wall and his wheels just exploded.
Yeah, we had last week in Las Vegas a few FE1s, but you know, it's all part and parcel of league racing. You get the good races, and you do get the very odd bad one. But to be fair, this season they all have been great races. It's been good hard battling with these tier 4 guys, and it's been absolutely great to see. So we have Fox. Is he just finishing off his lap in the middle of 3 seconds down? So it looks like it's just an in lap for him. He has improved very slightly, just under a 10th. So these top 3 guys, all within 3/10 of each other. It looks like this is going to be another great one for the show. Obviously we don't have Winter this week. A few incidents last week just has forced him to get a race ban. He was our pole sitter for near enough 5 out of the last 6 weeks. Just going to give these guys a big run for their money now as we have Tattooed Star up to P3 with 22.9. It's an absolute great lap. So is that actually Tattooed Star? Maybe was he not getting the benefit? The Scotsman behind that he's really having to worry about his teammate.
I don't know, maybe Scotsman wasn't close enough to his teammate as he was hoping. As Alan comes around the final, Skull Kid comes around the final corner, it's going to be a 124.5. Doesn't improve his lap time. Well, sorry, it improves by 7 tenths. Pardon. Jay's obviously not set because of 7 lap time. Fish Sticks is out on his second set of tyres. I noticed he boxed in on his first, so obviously he wasn't happy with something. Only 2 and 3 minutes left.
Yeah, so I say guys like Skull Kid, they won't be able to set another lap unless they really save up their battery and hope that there's enough left in the tyres. Fish Sticks, he is going slightly a bit earlier. You know, he might be caught out with a bit of traffic for these guys that are going to wait to the last second. Just have to wait and see on that, but we will just keep an eye on him throughout this lap, as it looks like he's really going to be the only one that's on a flyer. So maybe hoping to at least get top 10 here, especially after last week. I think he finished P4 in the end. So it was a great drive from him. Same as David, just kept himself out of the trouble. Seemed to be kind of the way it was last week. Just down through sector 1 towards the hairpin, 17.4 first sector. Not too bad at the minute. Shouldn't be having too much traffic ahead. DRS open, but flat to the floor. Just coming down towards this tricky middle chicane. Nicely in towards first apex. Maybe just lost a bit of it on the rear. Out wide. Just about keeps it in bounds. DRS is open again. Just a little bit of traffic from Clarence should be getting out of the way, which he does, as we have the flow at 22.7. That's an absolutely great lap. So it looks like it's a battle between the Williams and the Alfa Romeo guys tonight.
And also put out there that like the time is the 22.6 or 22.7.
For now, we did see Piggle in the chat say 22.5. So you can see, will he be right? We'll wait for Frenchie. He's just started off his final lap. We'll keep an eye on him and Scotsman right here. Just finishing off.
Oh!
22.7. That's a stonker of a lap from Fish Sticks. Really
give us a way, Lee. Give us a way, Lee. Give us a way.
Absolutely great lap from Fish Sticks. He'll be loving that.
He's going to be doing the Queen's wave as he goes along. As he goes faster than him. I turned up.
Frenchie's just half a tenth down on his first lap. Shouldn't be too much traffic to get involved with through here. I think Scotsman's just ahead of him actually on track, so this is going to be perfect to see. We might just ride on board with Scotsman towards the end of this lap, but we will just check. Is Frenchie up? Needs to be. He's up by a tenth. It's just not enough at the minute. What is Scotsman at the minute? Keep an eye on him now as he's finishing off his lap. Needs to be a great last sector to try to put some pressure on the top guys, especially Frenchie. Coming through the knob in the corner, flat out. Down towards the tricky braking zone of 16. Gets the car turned in nicely. Good on the power. Straightens out the car. Slight improvement. You can see now Frenchie. 22.7. So Gary, yeah, you called it perfectly, it looks like. You have Mongo now. Can he upset the Williams party at the minute? Obviously the Williams sitting 1-2. Slightly wide now, coming in towards the middle of the third sector. It's going to hamper him throughout the next three corners. And towards the penultimate corner. Is there any improvement that the Alfa Romeo guy can bring? Lovely through the last corner. Brings it over to the right. It's 22.6. He can upset the party. But Brett is cool. Can he improve? Up to P3. Marco, it looks like he is going to be our last guy. He is to be 10th up.
Yeah, he could get into the 9th right now. I've got to say something. David Oldface was 3/10 up on his lap as he was coming into the final sector. And under the hotel, he just went wide and then invalidated.
That's an absolute shame, obviously.
Oh my God, where's Marco come? What? Where's that come from?
Marco was brought out the pace last race of the season. He's been able to get top 10 for the past 4 or 5 weeks, and now puts Haas in P2. Is this the week for Marco? Was this just what he was waiting for?
Where's that come from?
I'll be honest, Marco, I was not expecting that.
He's in chat going, ooh, he's doing the Gary Neville thing.
But that finishes off a hectic qualifying for our last race of the season. In pole, by just over half a tenth, is Mongo. P2 with a stonker of a lap in the Haas is Marco. P3, our P2 man in championship, Frenchie and the Williams, all under a tenth. With Brett is cool and the flow as well, under a tenth from our pole sitter. But interestingly, P12 is Scotsman. 7 tenths off the pace. Does he have it better in the race pace? Or is that kind of where he is? Could be an interesting one,
Uh,
Gary.
well, we saw what happened last week where Scotsman was at the back of the field, and a couple of safety cars brought him straight back in. Uh,
Yeah, last week I think it was just a great drive altogether from Scotsman. He was down towards P14, P15, and he was able just to drive through the field, and with the late safety car, he was just able to get through the traffic. I can't remember exactly who it was, but Frenchie just wasn't able to get it, and that allowed Scotsman to really pull away that 2-3 second gap that he got towards the end of that race. So we will just have a couple of minutes break as these guys are going to sort out their strategies. Gary, are you thinking of one stop here tonight, or is there a
um,
possibility of a two stop these guys could go for?
I do not think the two stop is right. Softs wear out very fast around here. I think the only time you will use a soft is probably for an end, like really late safety car. As I've just sent a message, a little bit of support to my fellow Red Bull driver Scotsman, saying let's get this title. Um, but yeah, I think overall it's going to be a solid one stop. There's quite a lot. I think there's been a lot of safety cars. I think there was 3 in tier 2 and 2 in tier 3. I think.
We
Um,
could see safety cars maybe coming into play as we did last week towards the end of this race. Could really spice things up. And, that will allow guys, maybe don't have the pace. If they played their cards right, they could be up top and really destroy anyone's hopes of winning this championship, especially Frenchies. Also, we do have the championship constructors to actually look at as well, Gary. Obviously, Aston Martin still in the lead. They are on 329, but Williams right in behind 316, especially with that great qualifying from Frenchie and the flow. If Frenchie can win the drivers tonight, then maybe Williams can do the double. I think that'd be great for them
yes.
lads.
Yep, it's very, very easy for them to do it. They just need to make sure those two work together and try to get as many points over the Astons. Which I don't know how to say this, but their drivers they had at the start of the season of Bluntblade and Vit were running away with the title, but they unfortunately both think Blunt has taken a break from race and dropped to reserve, and Vit leaving the league altogether. It could be the first time I think a constructor has been given to 2 drivers who've only been in those seats for maybe 3-4 races.
Yeah, it's a hectic world in league racing. Obviously, Svit and Blunt, the two Aston Martins back then were basically fighting every week for the win. And obviously, just both have left. That's allowed Scotsman with a 4-week break. And I think it was near enough 2 or 3 weeks where he just wasn't able to finish in mid-season. He's somehow still championship leader. I do not know how, with the luck that he gets. But can he carry that home tonight? Maybe that was the luck he needed with them 2 guys leaving.
It wasn't the only person to leave at the top of the time. Steele as well, and Mercedes also left as well, which basically threw the person in 4th. Basically saying, "Here you go, you're the title leader now, championship leader." I think at one point it was Frenchie.
It's been an absolute hectic season with these tier 4 guys. It's been great battling all the way through, and hopefully they can put on one last show for us tonight, as we should be getting ready here anytime soon to start our final formation lap of the season. Obviously, Scotsman, being a Rangers fan today, he's already won one title with Rangers as they won the Scottish League Cup, so he'll be looking to make that one the double. And that would put him off to sleep. A very happy man, maybe a couple of whiskey in him as we do get started for the formation lap. Guy, do you want to take us through P20 to P10?
Yep. So in the last place on the my sound has gone. We have. Hang on a minute. Let's see. Get the track tyres up. Oh, I'm such a fraud. Mongo has gone on soft spot, though. I don't know if you
It's a
noticed that.
very interesting one with Mongo.
But, yep, Rainbow in 20th place on a set of mediums alongside Jay in 19th, also on mediums. Skull Kid in 18th. Will not be too impressed with his lap time there. Probably knows he's got a lot more pace in the tank. In 18th, P17 is Sid Sandwich, the other Aston Martin. So he needs to get into the points if he wants to basically be in the Champions Lounge next season as a Constructors Champion. Then we have Rosia in P16. P15 is Radical on a first man to be on hards. And then you got Mr. Big man himself, TJM, 1992 in 14th. He nearly gets hit behind by Radical. That would have been a funny conversation. And then you got David Oldface teammate Stars Orphan on a set of hards in 13th. Then we have our championship leader of Scotsman down in 12th with a lot to do. And then David Oldface is just sitting outside the top 10 on a set of mediums.
Thank you very much, Gary. In P10 in the Alpine is Magic Ram on the mediums. Joining him on the mediums in P9 is Fox. Tattoo Star in the Red Bull on the hard, same as teammates, so that could be one to look out for if they are going to hold each other up in the pit stops. Willie Bum, P7 for the McLaren in the mediums. Fish Sticks, an absolute great qualifying, probably for his standard, no offence, is P6. The Flow, the first of our Williams guys, P5. Bread is cool, absolutely great qualifying, great couple of weeks from him, is P4. Epic Frenchie, our P2 man in the championship on the mediums, is starting P3, and an absolute great lookout for where his championship rival is. He will be loving this. Marco, an absolute astonishing qualifying in P2, and Mongo, as you said, starting on the softs in our pole man, so that is going to be a very interesting one. Can he pull away as Rainbow cannot park?
Have you seen Fish Sticks grid position?
Yep. As we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights for our final race of the season, and it's away we go. Does look like, actually, does Marco get a better start? No, it doesn't. Mongo is going to be able to get through turn 1 pretty simply, as we have Frenchie looking out on the outside of Marco. It looks like Willie Bum's actually a good couple of places up, as there seems to be something happening around the back of the field. It looks like cars are going wide, and it's TJ's actually lost his front wing, so there's been a bit of contact there at the back field, has he? No,
I can't really tell. I did see a Red Bull half spinning.
As we have 2 cars into the wall, and it's our championship leader, it's Scotsman. And there's
He's
a big
out.
crash. Scotsman's out. With Sid Sandwich, virtual safety car is employed. Frenchie is going to be licking his lips at this one. It looked like...
And TJ's got 5 seconds. But it still has his front wing.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't have his front wing through this turn 3, but obviously he's been able to gain that back, obviously Ferrari's strategy. But the big talking point of the first lap is our championship leader is out. That is astonishing.
I'll just show myself out.
Yeah, I think he might need to after this. After last week and after what's just happened. So now
Red Bull season finished yet?
you do have tattoo. So that
did walk
is,
away from Mike.
I did tell that. So now that leaves just Frenchie needing to get P5. Obviously now with Scotsman getting no points on the board, that is going to make life a bit easier for Frenchie. He has been able to jump Marco on the first lap before the virtual safety car, as we will look up who is the big gainers. And it looks like actually Radical's a big gainer, up 6 positions, and same as Jay and Skull Kid. Jay's up 8, Skull Kid's up 6, as we have Fish Sticks into the pits. So did he have a bit of wing damage?
Oh,
Frenchie gets a drive through.
He tried to be sneaky on the restart and got caught out, but also Flo's got past Bread is cool.
So now it's both the Williams guys are exactly where they want, but obviously now with Frenchie, and actually the Flow is under a lot of pressure now from Bread is cool. He is looking down the inside. Obviously we don't have any DRS. Will Bread go for it down the inside of the chicane? He is looking, but he thinks a bit better of that. He does back out of that one, gives Flo a bit of room that he needed, as we have Willie Bum looking round the outside of Marco. He's not going to give him a bit of breathing space. Can Willy Bum look for it down the inside of turn 9, or is he going to look through the outside? We have between the two Alpines as well in the background. Looks like Radical and Magic Ram. They're getting tight. They're touching wheels. Ooh, that's not exactly what the Alpine guys wanted, and that's allowed Jay and Fox both to squeeze through in turn 9. Definitely, as we have Magic Ram sent it to the shops.
David's out.
And we have another virtual safety car.
Hey, 2 of my favourite drivers are out. Oh, should we get David on the freeway? It's well. No. Leave David in there. David will become Fishstick's engineer. It's not even a safety car. What is this? Did Frenchie didn't take his drive-through?
He can't take his drive-through under a virtual, but we actually have a full safety car now. Ooh, this has already got spicy in the first 3 laps.
Mongo did box, and Mongo was smart to get off the soft.
Yeah. It's two stars now out. So what's happened back there now?
Oh no.
Under safety car, that's... Yeah, you might really properly want to walk yourself out now, Gary.
Has Tattooed Star...
Has he hit the safety car?
No, because the safety car was on the left-hand side. Has someone slammed on the brakes because they panicked over the safety car, and has Tattoo Star gone into the back of them, being caught out? Because his car is literally at the end, just before the braking zone of the hairpin. And that's Red Bull season summed up in a nutshell.
Yeah.
I want to cry.
I did want to do this after the first lap, but obviously now, because we've got the safety car out, we do have a chance to do this. If you look in the chat a couple of minutes ago...
I did see Nigel's truth on there. I was going to say truth, but I don't know if I want to now.
At this rate, you may as well go for the dare, as we do have the flow into the pits to get off them mediums.
Both boxing as well. He's in his track position.
The Skull Kid also with the pits.
Scotsman, hang on a second. Scotsman, hang on a second. Don't call it end yet. Frenchie has a drive-through penalty, so he's going to be at the back of the field. Right? You can still win this. He needs to finish 5th with a fastest lap to win the title. So it's still in your court now.
The only thing is, obviously, this is not the way we wanted this championship to be decided. We were loving to see if these two guys could fight it tooth and nail, side by side on the track, but it's just been Scotsman's luck all season. He's just I'm not going to say through no fault of his own. I hadn't seen it, but it's just no luck for him. He's been getting DNFs after DNFs, and I think maybe that is why he took that couple of weeks break, maybe just to relax himself, just take a slight break away from the league race. And I think sometimes you do need that there. Sometimes it can get a bit stressful, especially if you are in a championship fight. And he did come back pretty revived, actually straight back onto the podium in his first week. I think it was a P3, and then the following week was a P1. And obviously just that luck hasn't been able to carry through towards the last 2 races of this season. Should be having one more lap under safety car before we get going again. But a big one actually is Willy Bum and Radical. Absolute massive gains. Radical now up 10 and Jay up 12. So they'll be both loving this start. Just looks like maybe they're the ones that have been able to keep out of the carnage. As I say that, the 2 Alpines did have a little come together, which has started off this safety car. Just, I think maybe it was Magic Ram might have lost a bit of front wing and maybe just outbroke himself. But we will see towards the end of the race if that was the case or what.
So I'm looking at a conversation between Scotsman and David. David's like, effing tell me about it to Scotsman. Scotsman, what happened to you? Car pointing the wrong way at the type of right-hander. Nigel Piggle. Tell you who isn't loving this. The effing head steward.
Yeah, I think the head stewards had a few headaches in a row these past couple of weeks. This is probably the
David,
last thing he needed.
David, come and join Tier 2 next season. You'll last longer. That comment.
So,
to be fair, from David's incident, it looks like Magic Cram got right up behind the Aston. I think it was the Aston of who? No, it wasn't Aston. It was. I think it was
Jay Fox.
Yeah, it was Jay, and I think Jay broke a little bit earlier, and Magic Clam tried to avoid. I think it was Fox, and just creamed into the signing room, spun Fox around, and then David just was an innocent bystander coming on and was just an alpha male just in the middle of the track.
Gary, very quickly before we do get this, is it truth or dare so Nigel can hurry up?
I said truth, but I
Truth.
think I'll leave. I think he won't mind. I think he'll leave it as he's probably like.
He's stressing to all hell.
Well, he's just said there's been 50 offence clips in the last 3 races.
Yeah. I don't think it's been a fun one for the Tier 4 stewards at the end of this season. I think Nigel has had to bear the brunt of that
Well, at least
one.
there won't be any more Tier 4 stewards next season. There'll be 3 sets of stewards.
As we have Frenchie about to get the field underway. Will he take his drive through straight away? No, he's going to look to build a bit of a gap as he has went out of the final corner. He's caught Brett out slightly, which has actually caught Marco out. So we are back under green flag racing for lap 6 of Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, our final race of the season. I should probably go back to the tires, would be a good idea. Just looking through the back of the field, looks like everybody's got through pretty cleanly. As we have Magic Ram, Stars Orphan. Magic looks to have gone down the inside of turn 1. So it's nice to see for now that they have got through pretty clean. And already, Frenchie's been able to build a 1 second gap on Bread. What are you, Owen?
There was a bit of contact between Rainbow and the Flow. Flow went round the outside. Rainbow tried to keep it to the inside and slightly drifted his line into into Flow, half spinning himself, but he's continuing. If there's one person I've been really impressed with Rainbow this season, he is. Obviously, he's not got into the points often, but he has improved his pace. He's no longer as Alan. I think his goalkeeper's just trying to throw it up the head and try and barge his way through past fish sticks.
Yeah,
rudely.
we did see, I think it was Alan's, Fish Sticks and Rainbow going 3 wide down towards turn 5 or turn 6, sorry.
Oh, they're all stuck behind Rainbow.
Fish Sticks is round the inside of turn 14. Is that going to be another safety car?
No, he's got going.
Got going and
Frenchie has serving his drive though.
So now it is all with Frenchie. It looks like we have yellows. They start finish straight as well.
I think it's Rainbow just trying to get out the way. Obviously he is surrounded by the quicker drivers and he's trying his best to keep it all clean, which he has done. I know there was a bit of kerfuffle under the hotel, but obviously I don't think that's anything of his fault. He's just trying to get there, or people are just trying to get around him.
Yeah, just going back on Rainbow, as you said, you know, he doesn't have the full pace on these Tier 4 guys, but to be fair, one thing, he has never given up. You know, even if he's a lap behind, he has always stuck to the end of this race, and that's very hard for a lot of people to do.
Oh no, Rainbow, that's the championship guy. Dive it down the inside there. Oh god, he just lobbed it down the inside of Frenchie. I was like, oh no. Nearly came to blows. And Scotsman's said, I'm off anyway. Someone phoned me if Frenchie crashes. Lol. I've got his phone number, I'll ring him.
He'll be loving it if you ring that phone. As we have the flow behind Jay.
I might actually ring him and say, did Frenchie crash? Nah, he won't.
No, he won't. I tell you, give me his phone number as we actually have the flow round the outside of turn 1 on Jay. He's giving him plenty of space on the inside, but he's been able to make that move stick pretty well. Yeah, and he's got through that nicely through turn 3, and he will have the advantage. But Jay will be able to come back on the exit of turn 5 with the DRS now being active. Felt like it's been forever since we've had DRS active in this race. It's just been such a chaotic start. As you have Magic Ram and Rosie again on the exit of turn 5. Magic has been able to make that move, so he'll be looking to bring back some pace. We did see it early in the race before, obviously. We did have a bit of a kerfuffle, but Rosie is coming back with the DRS. Is she going to look for it down the inside? She thinks a bit better of it. Probably a bit smart move to make. Obviously, we're only just under a third way into this race. Plenty of laps to go. Plenty of stuff still can happen. We've already seen it in the first 6 or 7 laps.
I've just seen White Tattooed Star has crashed.
Oh, please let us indulge.
Tattoo was too busy watching his Delta and slammed into the safety car, I think. He's crashed because he was looking at his Delta. I can't.
I laugh because I've done that so many times. I've hit people, I've hit the safety car.
I've done that in career mode, and I've just immediately got rewind.
So we have our front 4 guys. Now 2 seconds now to the 2 Alfa Romeos, but interestingly Radical's still on them hard tyres and he's been able to keep the pace up. So now in the next 2 or 3 laps we will see as Radical actually gets the move done down the outside of turn 5.
But in the went by,
I think
Marco DRS again.
Yeah,
no, but Radical also had DRS behind him.
Yeah,
Radical's tyres should be the best right now.
Yeah,
fastest.
Next 2 or 3 laps, these meetings will really start to die off. We'll see these guys pull into the pits. That's when Radical will be able to put the foot down completely. So we have Frenchie. It just doesn't seem like he's able to get through this field as quickly as he would probably like. He's used up all of his battery, so he is pushing, but just can't be able to get enough out of this car at the minute. As we have Mongo and the Fox swapping positions. So is that a bit of team games as Fox realising that Mongo is still technically in for the chance of P3 in this championship? Is he willing to give him a position at fight at it? But also Fox is the one that's in P3, so it's going to be an interesting one with them 2 guys. Are they going to really fight for it, or are they just going to be happy enough let Fox take P3 in the championship?
This is going to be an interesting battle in a minute. Skull Kid versus Rosier, the battle of the rookies. One in the Ferrari, another one in the Haas, and the Haas is starting to put the Ferrari lady in front of him, under pressure.
Obviously, us Ferrari guys this year, we haven't had the best, as Rainbow gets a 3-second time penalty. Just looks like he's ran wide off the penultimate corner, but we will keep an eye on this battle. It is one of the closest we do have on track at the minute. A Skull Kid will get the DRS off Rosie. He won't be able to get the DRS as it breaks very late in near contact. This should be a pretty simple move for Alan. Unless, does Rosie have a bit of battery to play with? She does. She has over 50%. Maybe this isn't as simple as Alan thinks. He's going down the inside. Broke very early and I can't see, but there
is it? Like, oh my god.
Talk about right in the curb. But it's worked out. Now we have the AlphaTauri of Stars Orphan now looking around the outside of Alan. Will he actually look for around the outside of Rosie as well? It'll be a great double overtake with the DRS. Around the outside sweeps. Alan very close to Rosie. That's going to lie epic. Frenchie to get through.
Frenchie's got through.
He will not want to be held up with this battle. He will try to get through these cars as soon as possible. Obviously, he knows he will have the pace, but he can't push it too hard. It could cause an accident, and that could just throw away his whole championship for him. As you look back up towards the field, Magic Ram right on the back of Jay. Tell you, Jay, this past couple of weeks, Gary, I don't know if you've dropped.
Rosie's dived into the pits.
That's probably a little bit early, maybe.
She doesn't want any of that action. Well, 18 laps on the hards could happen. I know the game tries and gets you to do 14 laps on mediums on one stint anyway, so I think hards could easily do 18.
As we have Magic Ram right on the back of Jay now. Obviously Magic Ram's going to have the DRS, but Jay has got plenty of battery to play with here. It looks like he's not going to use it whatsoever. He's just going to harvest it. Just sit in behind the DRS of Magic Ram. Let him have that one for now, and hopefully fight back. Obviously, Magic Ram does have the better tires now at this stage of the race, being on 8-lap old hards against the 10-lap old mediums. Maybe Jay just realizes that, and you could see him coming into the box real quick. Actually say that he does have the DRS, and he's using quite a lot of his battery towards turn 9, and he makes it pretty simple around the outside. Maybe he knew what he was doing, knew now that Magic Ram is going to find it very hard to get past until turn 5 on the next lap. He'll look back up towards the top of the field. Willie Bum, he's been right on the back of Bredis Cole since his safety car restart. We haven't really been looking into it, but maybe it is something to keep an eye on now.
Radical is catching up.
We have Magic Ram with a 3-second time penalty now. Yeah, as you say, Radical now catching up to them. He'll be looking on the next 1 or 2 laps to be trying to maybe think of an overtake. If they don't box, you should be seeing them into the box either this lap or the next lap, I would say. Or they will just be losing so much time as we have Marco now into the pits. Jumping on a fresh set of hards. That'll do him nicely to the end of the race. Just quickly have a look. Frenchie now. It's a bit of a shock, Gary. I don't know if you shocks you of how slow he's been able to get through this field.
Well, we did notice that obviously Raza had this exact problem on tier 2. Obviously he got a really bad qualifying, got spun on lap 1, had to work his way back through the field, and I don't actually think he actually got points in the end, due to the fact that because we were all so close together and the DRS train is so powerful here, unfortunately you just can't gain places. If you're not in a DRS train or got DRS, you are going to lose like probably like half a second every straight, the 2 DRS straights.
Yeah, so maybe could it be worthwhile of him jumping into the box a bit early, get the fresh hards on, and just maybe try to get some sort of an undercut. Obviously TJ's just over 2 seconds up the road. TJ won't be pitting in for another while, and neither will Magic Ram, so he will be able to make up that time. As we have
Radical's
Jay.
made a mistake.
Jay's in the box as well. They'll have a little look up towards Radical. Obviously now he's dropped near enough, just over what, 1.5 seconds behind the top 2 now. They must have made a mistake somewhere. Alright, Willie Bum with the DRS. Is this going to be a change for the lead? He's not using his battery, so it does seem like he is content to just sit in behind Bredis Cole for now and just maybe try to play a bit of a team game with the Aston Martin. Just try to pull away from Radical. Try to make this a 2-horse race for now. Interesting one. Also,
I just watched Fish Sticks made a very interesting move on Rainbow. Rainbow wasn't on the racing line, he was on the inside. It looked like he was trying to let Fish through, and then I think Fish was a bit confused about what he was doing, and they both turned in for the corner. I think Fish nearly went into Rainbow with a bit miscommunication, but has got past him.
So will we see any of the 2 leaders? Nope, they're not going to come into the box. We're going to go around another lap. It looks like actually they've got more pace as well. Fox now pulling into the pits. That's going to release Mongo and the Flow, who've been side by side. Fox picks up the 3-second time penalty for going into the pit lane, as with this game is absolutely great. I thought that was fixed, Gary.
What was fixed?
Going into the pit lane in Abu Dhabi gives you a 3-second or corner pit.
If they clip that point of view, who was it for? Was it for Fox?
It was Fox, yeah.
If he pits it, clips it, and sends his race director in with no other penalties or warnings, he could get that removed.
So we have the float down the inside of turn 6 on Mongo. Made that one pretty simple looking, but Mongo will be able to fight back now, coming up towards turn 9. Is he going to go inside, outside? He's going to go round the outside. Should be pretty simple. Have this move done before the corner's even anywhere near them. Yeah, and around the outside. He's able to sweep in. Actually, they're starting to close up big time on Radical. So is Radical really starting to struggle on them tires as Mongo does run wide. So that should be a warning for him. As TJ and Magic Ram side by side at turn 9. TJ down the inside. Is he going to be able to make that stick? Magic Ram's going to have the better exit. He's going to be able to defend that well. But TJ is going to look down the inside towards the hotel. He is there. They're side by side. This is going to hold up Frenchie big time. He won't be happy to see this here. But Magic Ram has defended it pretty well, to be fair to him. We have the 2 leaders now, Brett is cool and Willy Bum, both into the pits. Is there any chance here for Willy Bum to try to cut him into the pits? No. So it is as it was for our top 2 guys. This is now where Frenchie really needs to put the foot down. He's now basically just under a pit stop behind our effective leaders of this race. So he needs to try to dispose of TJ this lap and get into the pits, maybe just get that slight fresher tires on our top 2 guys at the minute. Say that though, he's had a big wobble out of turn 5. So that is going to allow Magic Ram down the inside. Frenchie, no battery whatsoever, so now it's going to give Magic Ram the advantage. Is he going to go for it? It looks like his nose is still going to be there. Magic Ram does leave in the space, no contact, which is great to see. Nice little battle as we've seen. So we're just about halfway through this race, Gary. Is there anyone that really sticks out for you so far?
I think Willy Bum can take it to Bread is Cool. And I'm looking at the man in P4, TJ. He's obviously going on. Right now, he'll be hoping in the next 3 to maybe 4 laps, a safety car comes out, because he knows if safety comes out, everyone else will come into the box and maybe put on softs or mediums, because I know he's probably got a set ready to go. Can you educate me how Scotsman DNF? I think we caught the end of it. I think there was an instant on the exit. Scotsman was next to TJ, and they rolled back onto the track, and Sid went into the side of Scotsman, shearing both their tyres off. And TJ got a 5-second for it. I don't actually know, because I think I caught the end of it. But I'm pretty sure you'll probably see clips of it later.
We do have now Willy Bum. He has got the battery on. This is going to be a change for the lead, and he's made it pretty simple for himself on Bread is Cool. This is kind of something that happened last week with the late safety car. Bread is Cool was Scotsman was able to get past, or can't remember exactly who it was. It was P1 at the time, because we have Willy Bum down the inside of Magic Ram. Yeah, Scotsman was able to get past the traffic, and that held back Frenchie. He wasn't being able to get past it, so at the time Scotsman did finish up P1, but obviously with the penalties involved, that did push him back to P3, and Magic Ram runs very wide, and that's going to allow Bread is Cool down the inside. Pretty simple for the Aston Martin, and now everything is very bunched up now from P5 down to P10. Nothing is all over now when we say basically
DJ's in.
DJ's in. So
set mediums, there's got to be set mediums. Oh, yellow flag behind. What's that about?
Just a random yellow flag.
Oh, Fox has hit his front wing, I think. He's back in the box. Yeah, he's hit his front wing. They're doing a front wing change. I think he may have hit somebody. Because those hards were only 3 laps old. They've now gone back onto mediums.
Luckily for him, it is a fresh set of mediums, so he will be able to take them to the end. So we will be expecting pace to come from Magic Ram and TJ towards the end. Probably the next 4 or 5 laps in this race. Try to push back up towards Frenchie and Alan. Speaking of Alan, the 2 Haas drivers this race have had a great one, to be honest. Both haven't had the best of luck lately, and it looks like for once they're going to be able to convert something into good solid points for the team.
Watching the battles between Radical and Mongo for the lead. Obviously these 3 at the front will need to box. Radical gonna box. There he is. Mongo isn't. Mongo might actually try and be really cheeky and go to the end.
It's going to be a big push. 12 laps extra. We're saying near 27 laps on a set of hards. Surely that's too much. It has to be Checo kind of tire saving at this rate.
Well, at the moment, I would say Radical's in a good position here. Set of medium tyres, not that far behind the leaders. Obviously, he's going to get stuck behind Jay, but once those mediums get up the temperature, he is going to be, as CD Davies would say, cooking. Let's see if Radical can start cooking.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that within the next lap or so. Obviously, give it about a half a lap or so for them mediums to warm up. He is already stood on the back of Jay, so we will keep an eye on it. He has deployed a bit of his battery. He will be having the DRS, or sorry, the second DRS zone towards turn 9. We'll keep an eye on this. Can he get the best exit between the two of them? Should do the fresher tyres. He's made it look pretty simple. The battery being used, DRS will be open. It's going to go inside or outside. Looks like a lot of guys want to sweep around the outside, but will Jay still be there? No. It's an interesting one, Gary. I thought a lot of guys would prefer the inside line for turn 9, but it seems like a lot of them are really wanting to sweep around the outside tonight.
So it does lose you slight time on entry because you're obviously taking a wider line, but obviously then you go tight into the corner. You can keep the foot flat to the floor more going through the exit.
Actually, towards down the back of the field, it looks like there might have been a bit of contact with Fish Sticks Rosie and Stars Orphan. I think I caught the back of that there. The Stars Orphan that came off track. But now this is Frenchie now. He's going to be up into P8 now. His teammate should technically try to help him here. You know, he's going to have about 4 or 5 laps on these softs. That'll run really well. Can he hold up the rest of the team? Can that allow Frenchie to get back into this? We did say earlier it's P5 is what he needs.
He's going to have to start pushing and hope. Obviously, his teammate in front of him, it's going to be hard for him to catch up his teammates who are on soft. So, Flo has gone from hard to soft. So, he's going for the ballsy one-stop strategy.
So, do you think maybe he knows he has to play the team game here and try to, you know, maybe get in front of Jay and Radical, maybe start holding them up for his teammate? We've seen it in 2021 with the Red Bulls. Maybe that's what Flo has to do now.
I think it's... Well, Mongo is bot. So Mongo might drop behind but he's going to be on softs as well. No, he's actually on mediums. He doesn't think it's going to last that long. That's also a really nice crash helmet he's got on, by the way. Just noticed it. But yeah, where's Mongo going to slot out? He is going to slot out in front of... But the thing is, Frenchie's under attack by TJ on the mediums. Oh, as TJ has done a Jarvis line.
The commentator coach will strike again.
No. There was a Jarvis line there.
But, yeah, as you say, now Mongo's actually slipped into a perfect gap now. Frenchie hasn't been able to get anything working. As you say, he's under so much pressure from TJ. TJ, obviously, he hasn't got the whole gist of Frenchie being in this championship battle. If I was TJ, I wouldn't be wanting to do anything towards Frenchie. I wouldn't want to be the one that ruins it for him. He looks very close under the braking.
The thing is, even though Frenchie's in a championship fight, you can't just go, oh, I'm not going to overtake the car and pass me because he's clearly far faster. Because he's in I'm clearly faster, so I'm going to overtake. If Frenchie wants to win this title, he needs to get a move on. It's all down on him. He can't expect everyone just to move out of his way because he's in a championship fight. Because you don't seem like you're going to... It's not really like you've won it. Everyone's given it to you. CD has put... Jarvis is a changed man. So is TJ is a changed man. No, we'll get off that. Oh, here comes Mongo all over the back of Jay, and he got past.
That's a great move out of the exit at the last corner. Obviously, massive sideways moment from Mongo, but this is where we do see the tire advantage come into effect with only 1 lap on his mediums compared to the 8 laps of Jay's hards. Mongo will be looking to try and take the fastest lap, maybe this lap. And hope that could do him towards the end of the race just to get that extra point, as we have Radical and Marco side by side. Radical with the DRS has been able to make that move down towards turn 6.
James asked you a question.
Oh god, I'm not even near my phone, so I can't even see it. But me
What's
2
your
seconds,
thoughts, Cross, on the obviously TJ and Epic Frenchie fighting?
Look,
Should TJ not fight and just sit behind, or
all I'm saying is, if I was TJ in this stage, I wouldn't want to be the one that gets blamed if I had hit him, if I had hit Frenchie around. But
well, I'm not saying like do aggressive moves, Nigel.
No.
I'm not saying like do aggressive. If I'm on the faster set of tyres and the championship leader is trying to gain his way through the field and he's on slower tyres than me, I'm going to overtake and I'm going to make it as clean as possible so there isn't an accident. But I'm not just going to sit behind him and ruin my own end of season for myself.
Mongo sets a fastest lap. Yeah, I can't see where you are coming from, but
And I also can't. Nigel can't really talk about it because he's done that cardinal sin on Mr. Biddle. Oh, TJ's had a moment.
TJ was having a lot of moments while you were talking about him. The rear end was going everywhere. But interestingly, Brett is still out in front now. He's got outside of that 1 second gap of Willie Bum. So now can he be able to push away and try to take this win pretty comfortably? But this is the one thing now. Frenchie does not have penalties, and penalties could be coming into this. So we will have a quick look at the penalty situation so far. With Marco having 9 seconds, Jay having 3 seconds, and Radical having 3 seconds. You know, this could come into something towards the end of this race if Frenchie does somehow get a move on. We look down towards the bottom side of the field. Everything looks pretty spread out. It looks like basically it's TJ and Frenchie are our closest battle on track, with Marco and Flo as well.
Cruz has put Frenchie is 6th as it stands. As if he finishes 6th, he does not win the title because it will go down. How many points did we get?
It'd be 8 points, so that puts him tied on with Scotsman, but Scotsman would have the extra win.
Yeah, Scotsman will win on countback. So that's why we're saying 5th with a fastest lap. We'll do it.
Well, 5th now in general does it for him.
5th. Yeah, 5th now does it for him.
So,
but Jay is 7 seconds behind Marco. Marco does have 9 seconds. No.
So it's really now, if Radical now comes into the battles with Flo and Mongo, if he can catch up, whether if he really gets slowed down, maybe that will come into
David's
effect.
let me know, saying Epic needs P5.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to worry about fast lap now, he just needs P5. Button saying Flo needs to pull over and let Frenchie through. Cruz is going, this is going to be seriously close. His teammate, he needs his teammate to do a solid.
Yeah, so if Frenchie is within the 9 seconds of Marco, then towards the end of this race, will the Flo get the message of, look, buddy, pull over, give me that P5, and I take this championship for Williams. Sadly, they won't get the constructors, though, with Brett is cool up out in front.
Are they going to focus? Will they try? What are they going to go for? The drivers or the constructors? That's going to be a hard call. But Epic Frenchie is going to try and go up the inside. Oh, don't do that!
Surely you go for the drivers. Surely it'd be better, you know, the Flo.
He can't sacrifice 4th, surely. Well, if I was his team, I would.
Yeah, I think if I was in the Flo shoes right now,
as he overtakes Radical.
But now, interestingly, next couple of laps, them softs are really going to die off, so that could hold back Radical, as we have a yellow flag sector 2. That's just Rainbow letting guys through. So we won't be too bothered with that, as Fishtick sets the fastest lap of this race so far.
No one's going to get the fastest lap because no one will do it.
Frenchie overtakes Jay. Jay's trying to hang up around the outside. Is off.
He does.
He does overtake it, but they are 3 wide now, coming down towards turn 9. This could get messy. Frenchie's in the middle, side by side with TJ. Does Frenchie? Oh, there's a bit of contact. Has Frenchie got away with that without any damage? Does go down the inside of Jay now. Are they still side by side? Frenchie's looking for a cut back down towards the hotel section. Just hasn't been able to make that happen. But that's kind of what I was be wary of if I was TJ and Jay. As I was saying earlier, I wouldn't want to try to get too involved. Now Jay picks up a 3-second time penalty as well. So now Frenchie will be hitting this. He's only got 4 more laps now as we cross the line to try to gain on to Radical's penalty if he can. And if that doesn't happen, will the Flow play the game and let Frenchie through on the last lap to give him the Drivers' Championship? It's all to play for with 4 laps to go of this Tier 4 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It's been a great one so far as we have Magic Ram and TJ fighting down towards turn 5. Magic Ram down the outside makes that one pretty simple. This is going to be a chaotic 4 laps, Gary, I can tell you that now. We won't know anything till the drivers do cross this line. We have Frenchie now looking for a move down the outside. No battery of Jay. Down towards turn 6, the chicane of 6 and 7. He's going to have the inside. But he won't have the DRS. Jay will have the DRS. And obviously now with Frenchie with no battery, he's going to have very little to defend with that now. Is Jay be able to go around the outside pretty simply. Maybe Frenchie should have held off on that one. Maybe try to play for the second DRS zone. This is only going to cost him time. So quickly look up towards the field. Radical right behind Mongo. Interestingly, the Flow has disappeared from Mongo and Radical now. He's really going now for Willie Bum. He's only 1.5 seconds behind. Will he get the team message? Or will he just go for himself?
Because as of right now, Marco's 9 seconds. He's going to be staying in 6th.
Yes.
Unless there's a safety car on this lap. I think that drive through and Frenchie struggling to get through the field may have cost him his title challenge.
Interestingly, all this battling between Jay and Frenchie has allowed Marco to pull out his 9-second gap that he needed on Frenchie. But again, Frenchie's going to go for it again down the first DRS zone.
But Magic Ram's getting involved in this.
So maybe this is exactly what Frenchie needed. Let Magic Ram and Jay go side by side. That'll allow him to pull away. It looks pretty clean. Magic Ram's actually able to make it down the inside of turn 6. Does he get the better exit? As TJ's looking right behind to try to get through these gaggle of cars. He's going to try to go down the inside of turn 9. 3 wide as we go. There's a bit of wheel banging. Oh! Magic Ram stuck between the inside of 2 cars closing on him.
Well, you just knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, it was always a closing gap, it looked like.
Oh, Marco got another penalty.
So
that's 12.
Pushed him up to 12, so that's going to allow Frenchie up to P6.
6. But it's not going to be good enough.
No. Radical's just too far up the road.
Frenchie's lost so much time behind Jay. He needs... Well, what pound is Radical on?
He's only on
Radical's
3
on
seconds.
3.
So he's too far up the road, so he basically needs to get a message to his teammate to let him go.
Retired in the pits.
So did he get a bit of damage with that contact then through turn 9? Obviously, I think it was Magic Ram.
Pull over Flow. Button screaming, pull over Flow. Take the police.
Someone needs to get that message to him, but it looks like he's not getting it at the minute. He's going to go round the outside of Willie Bum down towards turn 9. Is he going to make that move? One go right behind. Yes, he sweeps right round the outside. And if Flo doesn't get this message, it's going to be an interesting question maybe in the interviews to see, well, would he have done it if he did get the message? So we have Mongo right in the back of Willie Bum now. It looks like he's not been able to keep these hard tires as well as Brett as Cool has, as he's just pulled out just over 4 seconds on Willie Bum. And who were fighting earlier on in this race. It looks like it's going to be a pretty simple drive now for Brett as Cool towards the end of this race.
Well, don't count out the Flow yet. He's still on softs. I know. Every time I see a yellow flag, I panic. Oh, what's happened?
Well, we are past the point of no return for safety cars, so it is a straight race to the line. So
I just want to pat there, Connor. You have jinxed. Marco. He said, "Oh, Marco's doing really well. Nice P6. Good job. He's improved." And then seconds later, he gets another time penalty. He's now going to finish 7th. Oh dear, CD. Because his team won today, he wants to see everyone else in misery.
As we have Mongo down the inside towards turn 6 on Willy Bum with the DRS. Pretty simple move, but Willy Bum does have a bit more battery than Mongo, and he will have the DRS. Will he be able to fight for this one back? He's not even going to use his battery, so is he just kind of committed to try to go for it on the last lap, or are we going to see something maybe happen?
They're still saying the flow surely has to pull over. I
Surely.
I don't think. I know it's a championship, but a podium? Are you gonna really?
But the thing is, Gary, the Aston Martin's out in front, so his constructor's gone as he gets a 3-second time penalty now. So now he knows he can't win this race.
Oh,
now is this the time that he knows that maybe let's just forget this here? He can't get a podium now. He knows he can't get a podium. He's only got a 1.92 second gap to Willy Bum. Coming on to the last lap.
I just said I'd give up a race win.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I haven't won a race.
The constructors is done with. So surely he has to start slowing down now to let his teammate go. Frenchie will be begging him to. Absolutely begging him to. It looks like he's not going to do it unless we get it round the last corner. Are we going to get it like Austria in 2002 with the Ferraris?
But the thing is, do the Williams know that there's no championship to fight for?
Well, surely they know the Aston Martin and ahead of them. You know, that's it. For them, it was such a big gap as Mongo's round the outside of the flow. And the flow, if you notice, he hasn't went full power. So is that a little telltale sign, maybe? It's going to be an interesting one to see, but we will keep an eye on our race leader for now, Bredescull, as he's coming around the final 2 corners of this race to take a great drive to take P1. Interestingly, I see it, the flow, he's pulled over. God. He's played the team game for Williams, and it looks like we are going to have a Tier 4 champion in the Williams of Epic Frenchie.
Oh,
surely.
My God.
Scotsman will be rolling in himself as we have now Epic Frenchie coming through to take P5 and take the Tier 4 championship drivers as we have the flow doing donuts. Wow.
I cannot believe that. Connor has, that is the biggest shithousery I've ever seen. That's as big as Arsenal saying that they need to give £25 million more to New West Ham and make a GoFundMe.
What?
I need to ring Scotsman and say what's just happened.
Don't put him through. Keep him on the high of Rangers winning the league. But
I cannot believe I now have to ring Scotsman and say, by the way, you're about to win the championship. 2 corners from the end. Flo pulled over and allowed Frenchie to get P5. Yeah.
That just shows the ultimate team game. To be fair to the 2 Williams drivers, they've been great teammates throughout the whole season. And it's just a great show from Flo to allow his teammate to get the Drivers' Championship. And that is going to absolutely kill Scotsman.
Yorkie is stabbed me in the heart. Done Scotsman like I did Gary a few seasons ago. Fucking had to bring that fucking up. Bastard.
Wow. What a race. What a finale to the Tier 4 championship.
You know what we said at the start? Oh, is there going to be, with Rainbow crashing at the teeth, would there be a controversy like Abu Dhabi 2021? There fucking was.
I think it was written in the stars ever since we seen the Frenchie kid.
Yorkie and Flo are members of the Abu Dhabi shithousery lounge.
So we'll quickly divert from our new championship drivers champion and just say that Bredescull with a great drive, he was fighting Willy Bum all race, takes P1 from P4. Mongo tried to convert his pole to the win, just didn't seem to have the pace throughout the race. Was able to take P2, and Willie bumped a great drive to P3 from P7, but a great shout out to Radical from P15 up to P4. Absolutely fantastic drive for him. Wow. Wow. Is there anything else to say to that, Gary? Yorgi, I think that is absolutely perfect. The best
I
teammate you
can't.
could ever ask for.
I cannot believe what I've seen. I get why he's done it. I get why he's done it because obviously he knew his teammate was in it. But I didn't think he was going to do it with 2 corners to go. I thought he would start doing it a lot. Gary has ever been a team. Well, to be honest, I've never had a teammate that's been in a championship fight. We never know what I'd do in that situation.
Well, Gary, if you can, invite our top 3 drivers, and I think we should be
I don't
getting
think
Epic
Bread is cool
Frenchie
can
as
join.
well.
Bread is cool can't join.
Yeah. So we'll
Who else
get
was it?
our P2 and P3 drivers, which was Willie Bum and Mongo. And of course, we'll get our drivers champion in, and let's get his feelings on what happened and how it all unfolded.
Yeah. There he is. Wow.
Wow. That's all you can say to that finale.
No, that's all I can say to that. And
Oh, Nigel, don't say that.
What happened?
Nigel just said scenes when Frenchie gets a 10-second penalty post race from the stewards.
We'll have to see. It's not all done and dusted yet. There's Frenchie, there he is.
I think for now we will say he is our drivers' champion, but obviously we seen it last week with Scotsman. He is technically provisional until the stewards report is done, which will hopefully be a pretty quick one this week, as we're just waiting for Mongo to join the party, and we can kick this off then. Give it a couple of seconds for Mongo, probably, Gary, and just see.
Yeah, he doesn't usually join the parties.
But then, if that's the case, then we may as well just go on ahead. Gary, do you want to take then our P3 man of the night, Willie Bum?
Yeah. So after a dramatic end to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and the Tier 4 season as a whole, we have our final podium third place sitter of Willie Bum in the McLaren. Hello, Willie Bum. It's been a while since I've spoken to you up here.
Yeah, I know. It's been a long time.
Yeah. How was qualifying for you? Because I can see it was very close.
Yeah, I got 7th, but I was only about 2 tenths behind. So the gap in between them was really close. But didn't make a mistake on in the final start. I think I climbed a few places. So I'll take it.
Yeah. I just can't. But we'll now go on to the race. How was the race overall? Obviously, you gained up a fair few positions to the chaos at the start. Obviously, with Scotsman going out on lap 1. Other than that, obviously, we saw you fighting with Bread is Cool. Was there any chance to maybe catch him at the end on that final stint?
No, I don't think so. He was really good on the hards. I was struggling after a few laps.
But the main question will have to be is on that final lap, you were sitting in P4. Obviously, you must have known that Flo obviously had his time penalty. Were you even more shocked when you were coming around the final 2 corners and saw him at the side of the road peeled off?
I actually thought he had a puncture.
Oh.
And then I didn't know what was happening. I remember Obviously, French points. News helping his team out. I would have got him anyway, I think, even with the time penalty.
Yeah, I don't think there's any more to say other than have a nice break now. You got where however many weeks, the Christmas period break. We'll see you in season 7.
Yep.
See what tier you're in.
Hopefully. Well,
Oscar, you there? Oscar?
Hello?
There you are.
Yeah, my mic was broke. Yeah, as I said, just congratulations on the P3 Willy Bum in the McLaren. And just a quick shout out for the Aston Martin guys who wrapped up the Constructors' Championship with that great win from Bredis Cool tonight. That has been able to fend off the 2 Williams guys. Obviously, we did see Vit, and it was, I can't remember, Bluntblade. Got most of the points, but Bredis Cool and Sid Sandwich stepped in towards the end of this season and have been able to bring it home for them. But moving on to our new Tier 4 champion, Epic Frenchie.
Let's
Bet
go,
you
boys.
didn't think that was happening after your drive-through.
Honestly, when I got that drive-through, I was like, "Oh, my game's over." Because I don't know how I got that drive-through, but it just popped up, and I was like, "Oh," because I was in the Delta. I was like, "What's going on?" And then got throughout the race, and I got to 14th, and I was like, and I was just trying to gain up the places up the grid, and TGM was a fight for ages, and also the Mercedes as well was stopping me from getting by. Um, So I was just trying to get past him, and I just saw the times ahead of me go up and up and up, and I was like, it's going to be a problem. And then I saw Marco got a 12-second penalty, so I started pushing more and got past um the Mercedes, and yeah, and then my teammate, oh my God, I love him, man. He's a legend. Thank you, Flo, for that. You're an absolute man. I can't believe it. But yeah. It's unlucky to Scotsman as well, going out to first lap. But yeah, been an amazing season racing with all the Tier 4 drivers, and yeah, just yeah, I didn't expect it. That's it. I'm just shocked,
Yeah, obviously,
speechless.
we seen in the middle of that race there was a bit of squeaky bum time between you and TJ and Jay. Obviously, that's when you started losing a lot of time to Marco. He had the 9-second time penalty at that stage. You had to try to catch up then. Then, luckily enough, he was able to pick up a 12-second time penalty, so you didn't have to worry about him. But we were thinking about it in stream. Was there any communications between yourself and the Flow?
Yeah,
Because it seemed like he was never... Okay.
yeah,
It just seemed like he was never going to do it for you until, obviously, the penultimate corner where he's just pulled straight out of the way and has allowed this to happen. And I think, to be fair to both you guys, you've been great teammates throughout the whole season. You've given Aston Martin a great run for their money. And unfortunately, you have just missed out on the constructors. But a big congratulations on the Drivers' Championship. Obviously, P5 probably isn't the way you wanted it. You probably
No,
wanted
yeah.
to go out with a win. But absolute congratulations. Gary, is there anything you'd like to add?
No, not really. I'm still in shock. That has happened.
Yeah.
Just getting
Pretty good.
PTSD from all those seasons back when Yorkie did it to me.
Oh yeah,
And I can sympathise with Scotsman completely when he finds out.
Yeah, a big shout out though to Scotsman. Hasn't had the best of luck throughout the past 9 or 10 weeks, but he was able to keep his fight in this championship, and just unfortunate for him, it was just maybe one race too many for him, and very unlucky on the DNF on the very first lap of this race. But quickly, Gary, before we go, your driver of the day.
Oh, it's only going to be one person. And it's going to be
Who?
radical. It's going to be radical.
Thoroughly deserved.
Yeah.
Thoroughly deserved.
Was it
P15 to P4.
Yeah. Such a great drive. Once again, he's making a very much of a habit of making his way through the field and taking positions back after poor quarries.
think he'll be happy to hear that one, because I think I frauded him out a couple of weeks of his drive of the day.
You frauded
and
him out
finally
last
been
week. He
able
was
to get
pissed
it.
off last week.
It's been 3 or 4 weeks I've done him out on one. But that will wrap it up for our Tier 4 Championship this season. An absolute hell of a finale. I think that was the only way it could have ended. It just shows the last 2 corners of the race, and that decided our championship. So, from me, Crossgree 1888, and
Silverside boy, sorry, I'm still shocked.
Wiki.
Just quickly,
That is,
before I say,
I was going to say.
sorry, just to cut you in. Please join us tomorrow night for the Tier 1 finale. It's our last race of this season between Object Fungus and AMS Drive. So please come and watch it. It is with Cruiser, and Rosie will take you through the action. And then that'll be it for Season 6. Sorry, this is head comms now talking. Sorry. Got to do this. Yeah, so please join us tomorrow night. Please get as many people watching, because we want to hit 700 followers by the end of the year, hopefully, if we can. What are we actually on? Hang on a minute, let me check actually what we're on. We're on 638, so we need 50. Is it 50? No, 62 more followers. So just get everyone to follow. Come on, let's get
I think
700.
just get everyone to watch this race throughout the whole way, and I think that should get a lot of followers just after what has happened, and it's a great way to end off this season. But as I said, it's myself, Crossgree, signing off for this season with Silverside Boy. It's been an absolute pleasure doing commentary on these Tier 4 races this season. They've shown us some thrilling races.
Oh, it's even more sad that there's not going to be a Tier 4 next season.
Yeah, we're down to 3 tiers now.
Yeah, it's
It's a
going to
shame.
be Tier 3 on a Sunday now. Might be commentating over Tier 3, Crossgree.
We'll see. Well, depends what tier I go into, because I know I don't have the pace, so maybe I'll be racing with these guys next season. We don't know. But I think we should sign off for tonight. And as Gary says, make sure to tune in to tomorrow for our final race of the season, where the Tier 1s will take you around Abu Dhabi for their finale. And as I said, it is me, Crossgree, joined by Silverside Boy, and good night.